How's it going, everyone? You're watching Save My Rig, episode number 3, the show dedicated to giving you tips, tricks, and feedback on your personal computers. I'm Branto75, and you can follow me on Twitter at Branto75.
And I'm the other guy.
The person who's apparently not being forced to do this time.
Yep.
He's finally here on his own leisure, people, and I just realized that my light is still on, and you can see my disgustingness. Look at it.
Oh,
so
you're
disgusting.
ugly. You're so ugly.
Dude,
why do I even do this?
My room in just like the last couple of days has just fucking exploded. It's crazy. There's just shit you can't see off camera and that you won't be seeing off camera.
You need to clean your room, son.
It is like there's just clothes on the floor or just shit on the dresser. I'm gonna turn this light off so it's a bit more appealing and less embarrassing.
You're offending our viewers.
Yeah, so how are you all doing today? You are watching Save My Rig, episode number 3. We are happy to have you all here, and we're going to really just get right into these builds because we don't have any announcements. Actually, just, generic announcement. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/group/SaveMyRig. We finally got that official URL. Official.
Dude, look at my cat. Look at him. Can you see him?
Let me, Spencer can. That cat just don't give a fuck about anything right now.
He's so hot right now. Oh
Dude,
my
you guys
God.
really just like turn the AC on in your house if it's
Well, I did. I mean, the AC's on. It's just not on. I don't know. It's not time yet. It runs on a timer.
All right, guys. So you guys want to get right into the builds? Let's just get right into the fucking builds. All right. Rig number one. Rig number 1. The build is called Orange is the New Black, appropriately by Sketchek.
If you have Netflix, check it out. It's a great show.
Yep. Remember that all the links to these builds will be in the description box below, so you can look at them at your own leisure. You can follow along with the show as you wish. First thing I want to say about this build, I like it. I like that it's different.
It's different. Why is it different? Tell us.
It's orange. You don't see a lot of orange builds. Like you see a lot of what's it called? You see a lot of red builds. You saw a lot of white builds. You see a lot of black and blue builds, but you don't really ever see an orange build that often. And especially like this guy, he uses like orange LED fans and orange regular fans and orange case, and even his power supply, though it's not really orange, but the V is kind of like that goldy orangish color almost. And I think he's like he's doing a lot of things right in this build, and I like him for it.
Yeah,
it's just everything looks really sleek. Of course, there are some things that can be improved or removed to make it all that much better. But I think just starting out, he his build is really good. He's got good parts. I will knock him a little bit for the ASRock board, but you deal with what you got.
Well, he may have been on a budget. You don't know.
It's $967 for this build. He got some really good parts. I like that he went with the MSI 970.
He did an AMD NVIDIA mix up.
What are your initial impressions of this?
Well, orange is my favorite color, so I do give props for that. Cable management seems to be very, very good actually for this build. I can't really say anything about it because he did what he could with it.
Mm-hmm.
He put it to the case's full potential, but quality of parts are really good. He has a very good processor, very good graphics card.
Yeah, he didn't really skimp out on any of the parts, but
nah.
So I know the show isn't really supposed to be delving into the parts too much, but he got a Hitachi 1 terabyte drive for $80. You can get a Caviar Blue for $54, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. Mine was about the same, because mine is a black, but
yeah,
I don't really know. I don't know how reliable Hitachis are. to be honest. I don't even know much about Hitachis.
Well, I know I mean, they're good hard drives. I put one in my dad's computer. It was rebranded Hitachi. It was sold by Toshiba. It was a good drive, but just the price that he paid for the drive, $80 for 1 terabyte, and it's not even like a hybrid drive. It's not, not 10,000 RPM. It's just a regular hard drive for $80. That's like $35 more.
Really use an SSD.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be an SSD in this build. But I think just like, overall impressions, just like first standing impressions, I'm going to have to give this build I'm going to have to give it a 4 out of 5. And there's one thing that stops me from giving this a 5. And you probably know what it is. It's that goddamn fan at the bottom. Those fans, people, I don't know why case manufacturers really put them in there. I think they're just for extra radiator support if you're doing like, liquid cooling loops and stuff. But if that's all you're doing, I really don't know why people put fans in the bottom. They look ugly. They aren't really giving you any airflow benefit. And they're just overall useless.
Yeah. Plus, all those, also by the looks of it, this case doesn't really have any feet, so it sits flat.
Yeah.
Like dead flat. Also, if you look at one of the pictures and it looks like there's no space between the floor and the case itself, so there's no...
At least he's got it up on the desk, so it's not like sitting on like carpet or a rug or something.
And since it's completely flat, I don't even really know if that PSU should be upside down like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tiny bit of a gap if you look at the front. Like, the sides kind of touch the ground, but the bottom is, like, elevated ever so very slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think some of my main critiques for this system, again, is definitely that fan. But really, that's really the only negative thing I have to say about it. He's got his cooler mounted in what I perceive as the correct position, in my opinion, where he's got it drawing fresh air from the front of the case, pushing it through, and it's being exhausted straight out through the back. You got anything else to say about it before we tell him how we can improve it?
I like everything about it.
Yep. One thing I will say to improve this, and which actually in the guy's description, he says no optical drive, not needed. I fucking love it. I love that this person recognized that the optical drive was not needed. I know some people, if you do deal with optical media.
What?
Did you get the mail?
No.
God damn it!
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, so I know some people use optical media.
You better edit that out, by the way.
I don't know how you expect me to edit this out.
Use YouTube Edit.
Okay, I'll try. Anyway, so I love that this guy stated that optical drives are not needed. I know some people use them, but if you really don't need them, you don't put them in your system. Just kind of pull it out whenever you decide you need it once in a blue moon. You list off some ways he'll improve the system.
I don't really think there's any need for improvement.
I would definitely say, dude, I think like some orange sleeved extensions for that power supply cable especially, and the graphics card. I think that'd be cool. Oh, imagine if you got like some of those Lutro custom ones.
Yeah, he could. I'd like to see like orange and black, because orange is the new
orange is the new black. That would be perfect. Like
so, orange and black braided cables would be really, really nice.
That would be amazing.
All the ports.
And I believe But the one sad thing is that I do believe that. Oh, this case does have a window. Okay, so I was about to say like I'm not sure if this case has a window.
It's just
but
a
it
very
does.
sad window. I don't like that window.
Yeah, it doesn't really show off a whole lot, but for the price he paid for this case, I can't really complain too much. It's a nice
It's-
case overall.
At least he got away with the MSI logo sticking out.
Yeah. One thing I will say, do you really need that AMD sticker at the top of your system? I don't know. I've always felt that the stickers just kind of take away. Cause like I see people like, they want to show off the parts they have. But if you're going to show off the parts you have, just, show them off. Don't litter your really nice case with the stickers that you get from your parts.
My case looks nice with stickers.
Well, I say otherwise. My opinion is, I guess the one sticker being there, I guess isn't terrible because I've seen builds where they have just like every single sticker they've ever acquired.
Yeah,
from
I
the
don't
PC
like
part.
that. Like if
Like-
you have like maybe one.
Yeah, like one or two I feel would be the max. Like, and it's all about placement on where you put it. And I guess right there on the top, it's not too awful. It's out of the way, but it doesn't really look like it's obstructing anything. But if you like the sticker, keep it. My humble opinion would be just remove the sticker and just let the case and the inside be the showpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, at least it's not noticeable because it's on top of the case and usually
Yeah.
they sit down.
I think that's pretty much all I really have to say about this one. I think some orange and black braided cables would be amazing. I know Lutro custom cables are pretty expensive, but I think if you're gonna make the investment, I think that would be amazing. And just remove that bottom fan at the bottom, and yeah. Does he have actually? That's an excellent question I just thought of. Does he have front fans? None of the
Yes.
okay, because none of the
Let's do
pictures I
front
have show the fans at all.
Yeah, it's the second picture
Mm.
from the beginning.
Oh yeah, he's got orange fans. My apologies. I didn't put that into the show. That is error on my part. But yeah, he's got orange LED fans, which I think just bumps up the overall theme of the build really nicely.
I also like how he put a right angle SATA connector on the motherboard, because if he used just a normal one and a non-right angle, it would have looked kind of ugly and would have been very hard to. It would have stuck out a lot and would have been very hard to route through the.
Yeah, because I see they're not right angle SATA connectors; they're just straight up. So yeah, that right angle SATA connector was really nice. Nice touch to keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Yep. So overall, your current system for me has a 4.5 out of 5. Mainly just because of that bottom fan. I'm not going to knock you for not having sleeved cables because you can always get those down the road, and they don't affect the main functionality of your PC, and they're not taken away from anything. But so I think that fan could go, and you're not going to miss it. You're not going to even notice it's gone. Actually, you'll probably be thankful because now it's less fan noise that you're dealing with.
Yep.
All right, ready to move on to the next one?
Yep.
All right, the next one was a user submitted one on our Facebook page, facebook.com/group/SaveMyRig. And it was by, I have to look at his name again, Simon Con. It's Simon. So Simon submitted his build on Save My Rig, the Facebook page. Should probably actually name it something that's not the same title as the show.
Why not?
I don't know. Anyway. Oh man, I thoroughly enjoy looking at this build.
Yeah, it's a very, very well done. You put a lot of time and effort into it, especially with the foam everywhere. Because you also notice that this case has sideways hard drive cages, or like one big long one, and he took that out. I'm just so glad he did.
Yeah, but now I'm almost kind of wondering where are the hard drives? Like, does he have a physical hard drive? Or it says he's got a 512 SSM, but I think he meant SSD.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
has a 512 SSD.
So maybe he actually doesn't have any mechanical drives in his system. Let me see if I can see any SATA connectors.
The GPUs pretty much hide them.
Yeah, I think he's only got the one SSD, which I think he's kind of limiting himself by only having an SSD, because I'm not seeing anything in his part list about having extra hard drives.
Where is his part list? I didn't see his part list.
It's on the Facebook page.
Oh wait, duh. Wow.
Yeah. One thing I really have to say is I definitely am not a fan of the color scheme of the Noctua fans. So one thing I will say to you is maybe look at getting the black or the gray Noctua fans. They're the same silence and air movement, but I think getting I think changing the colors out would just kind of make the system all around even that much more appealing to look at. But other than that, I have to give this system a 5 out of 5. He really took a lot of time planning out everything, putting everything where he wants it, and hiding the cables as best as his ability. And then going above and beyond by adding a foam board to clean up the back empty space that is in this case, and deadening the sound.
Yeah, the foam really acts as a very good sound deadening material. It also, for some reason, I feel like it also can kind of act as an anti-vibration, but usually that's just something that you put onto the fans themselves. Like the Noctuas, for example, they have sound dampening, or not sound dampening, vibration dampening on the corners.
Like, I don't think the Noctua fans even mount with screws. I mean, I'm sure they do. No, not in the cooler, but they actually don't mount with screws. As far as I know, they use those little rubber things you pull through them. So they're not even making contact with metal at all.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty neat.
that was a really good idea. But Noctua,
I just want to know what the fuck Noctua was thinking with their colors. What?
branding. I mean, those are their official colors.
I mean, yeah, you know damn well that you're looking at a Noctua fan when you look at it, but God, is that an ugly fan. They perform so well, and they're so ugly.
That they went with different colors. I don't know why they didn't, be like other brands that just have a variety of colors and customizations to their fans.
Yeah,
And Noctua is just that one fan company that's like the best fan company ever, but they just have the worst color scheme ever.
and it took them forever to come out with some black ones.
Yeah.
Forever. Years.
Yours.
Oh, I also want to apologize if any of you guys happen to hear any drumming. My neighbor apparently thinks it's suitable to be playing drums and shit at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. But yeah, I 5 out of 5. This build's great. Of course, I'm almost not even sure, like, if having sleeved cables would even really be worth it, because from what I can tell, you can't even really see the power cable at all. Like, it seems like it's so straight.
I'd probably do braided cables because I don't like seeing those blue connectors.
That's true.
And I also don't like seeing that yellow
Yeah.
on just the outside.
What color do you think would be good for this system? Because I almost want to say black just to kind of keep it stealth, but
I don't know. It's really a good question. It's kind of difficult. It really also depends on whether this case has a window or not.
I believe the Fantex. I believe this is like the Enthu case. Oh no, it's the Bit Phoenix Shinobi.
Yeah.
Um,
I really don't know.
He doesn't
Good
have any
question.
picks with the side on, so I honestly can't tell. But I want to say the Shinobi does have a side panel window since it's a higher price case.
I would probably go with black cables in.
Yeah, because I
It
think
just
like,
seems like the best one. You could put any color you want, but it would just kind of like throw off the.
yeah, I think
Like if you put green in there, that would be weird.
yeah, but I think
My
he
opinion.
couldn't go wrong with either black or white cables. I think those would go really well. Or what if he went with red cables to kind of like bring out the red on the graphics cards?
He could do that.
I think that'd be interesting, and it would kind of take like a second for you to kind of realize why he's got the red in there
Hmm.
because of the graphics card. That teal RAM is kind of throwing me off a little bit, even though you can't see it.
He's
from
got
the
every
front side.
color in the system right now.
Yeah, but like that teal RAM's throwing me off a bit. But I'm gonna say since you can't really see it unless you're looking for it, I won't knock you for that either, because RAM is RAM. But could have gone with some black or some red RAM or something like that. I think it would have been really nice. Oh, there will be one thing that I do knock you for, and that is that 140 millimeter, 120 millimeter fan in the front or the top of your case. Ugh. I'm not a fan of that. I think you should,
Pun intended.
pun intended.
Should be intended.
But yeah, but he's already got a 200 millimeter fan in the front of the case, and he's got a 200 millimeter in the back or in the top, and then he's got I believe two 120s on the liquid cooler or on the cooler, and then he's got 140 in the back.
Liquid cooler.
Yeah,
Silly
that is
brand.
definitely not liquid.
No, it's liquid. What you talking about? Liquid metal. Let's go.
Yeah, but he's got. I think that one fan should just kind of just go away. Yeah, because
Yeah, I don't think the fan is really necessary to have.
nah, because like it's right next to a 200 millimeter fan, which is also right next to three like 120 or 140 fans.
I can't tell if that small fan is either push or pull. For some reason, it's pulling air in.
What?
I could just barely.
Yeah, you could just
Maybe
barely
not, I
see
don't know.
the plastic.
It
Connectors.
looks like I can see plastic on just the back right, but I can't tell. I really can't tell.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think it would be silly to have it in a pull. But I guess I might be able to understand because it's bringing more fresh air into the front of the case to then be pushed back.
Yeah, that's what I
Get
can
rid
see.
of it. That one little fan go away, or either to get another 200 millimeter fan.
Yep. I also like how he tied up the cables in the back of the case.
Yes.
His IO. That's really cool. That cleans up a lot of mess.
Yep. I saw this one build that like it was a completely perfect build, but there was one picture that was showing like the like his setup, and I felt his cables were just so distracting because like literally all I could see was the cables, and I just kind of like blew right past the PC in that picture because all the cables were just fucking everywhere. And so I do like this guy took the time to Velcro up his cables in the back.
I just now realized that how many pictures are there? I can't tell if how many there's like, hold on, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
He
I
had a
think
lot
the
of pictures.
second picture,
Oh, wait, which one?
you can see the side panel to his case.
I'm scrolling through all of them.
It's laying on the floor, right in front of it, or right beside it.
Oh,
So it doesn't have a window, but it has all that sound dampening.
yeah. I can't tell if this particular piece was put in by him or if it was put in.
I don't
by
know. That's
Bit
actually a good
Phoenix.
question. I don't. I think it was put in by him because I don't know if this case actually has sound dampening. It's a fairly cheap case. It's not a very expensive one.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't assume that it would have had sound dampening, but I mean, it looks like the same material that he's put all throughout the entire case. So
That's true. All
it's
right.
even more quiet.
Kudos to you, Simon, for really just kind of like trying to silence your case out. Nice
Silencio.
props. Actually, I might think about doing something with that with my system. It could be a bit quieter. It's honestly kind of loud, but that's because I have 3-pin fans all over the place instead of 4-pin fans because I'm stupid. Yeah, all around, I have to say that this was a very nice system, and also nice for the dual 290s. Those are good. Yeah, 290s. Sorry, I completely got confused about like what series of graphics cards we were on at the moment.
300 series would come out like later this year.
Yeah.
You're still on. There's AMC still kind of like sucking money out of the 200 series.
All right. So, final conclusions.
I mean, I really wanted to say more, but there's not much to say because it's just all around perfect.
Yeah. This is an all around perfect build. Sleeve cables, of course, but functionality and aesthetic wise, it's very, very nice to look at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you, Simon, for your submission. Remember, if you would like to submit your builds, go to facebook.com/group/SaveMyRig. Also, the link for that is in the description box, and that is where you can submit your builds. Just post a post.
Yeah, post a post.
Post a post on the page, and PC part picker links are usually more preferred because you kind of have all the information in one area, and it doesn't get lost anywhere, and you can clearly see the parts and the prices you paid for them. So if you can use PC part picker, go ahead. But if you don't want to or have to, doing what he did and just straight out just posting up the pictures is also fine. Remember, links for all these builds is down in the description box. And let's move on to the... I almost moved on to the last one, and then I forgot that we had one where I just had to talk about just like really quickly. This one. This one frustrates me. This one frustrates me to no end. There was only one picture on the website, and because it frustrates me so much and I don't like this build at all, I don't care if the parts are nice. This build, especially with this picture, has just pissed me off because he's got nice parts. He's got a nice case that can do nice cable management, but he just decided to utilize nothing and then posted the biggest piece of crap photo ever and thought it was okay to post online for other people to see. Stupid.
Yeah, and even in his description, he's like, the struggle, I meant to buy a modular power supply rather than I have 20,000 cables wrapped sitting around the base of my PSU and 8 hard drives. But who cares? A lot of people care, actually.
A lot of people.
If you're gonna post builds on the internet of your PC, you want it to look nice. Otherwise, you're just gonna get a lot of negativity, and you don't want that. It hurts your reputation. It hurts your confidence. Don't do it. Just don't do it. If it looks bad and you know it looks bad, don't put it on there. We don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can buy these nice parts and then just treat them like utter crap. I mean, granted, the graphics card isn't the best in the world, but, you still paid money for it. You paid money for all of this, and you literally did not give a shit about anything. Because you have the nice H100i cooler, but what do you have fucking happening around it? You have fucking cables wrapped all up around the tube. You have fucking just cables surrounded here, surrounded there. It's just... It's awful.
It's
And
obstructing airflow too.
this PC frustrates me so much that I'm not linking it below, and that I'm not telling you guys where to find it, and I'm not giving you the person's name, because this build is just absolutely disgusting, and I hate
it's an
it.
embarrassment.
And that is all I want to say about this. If you have anything left to say, go ahead, because we're about to move on.
No, it sucks.
All right, as I finish dying. So, let's get on to the final build. And this
No
build is by Scream in Demon. Okay, capital letters are very important to people's names. Scream or Scream Mind. I don't know. It's in the description box. You know where to
Screamin'
find
Demon.
it. So the title of this build was called White Knight, and I think I think it's right. Look at that power supply. That is so fucking cool.
It's a beautiful power supply.
You know, honestly, I might have in the past knocked people for having their power supplies flipped up that way, but from looking at the case, it looks like it slits completely flat against the desk. Oh wait, no, actually it's elevated. My apologies. It's actually elevated. But even still, I think like having the fan in that configuration just really brought out the cleanness of that power supply. Look at that power supply. Look at the connectors in the
I was
back
gonna
of the
say,
power supply.
look at the connectors. They're
That
really,
is
really neat.
incredible.
Very interesting power supply. I feel like I've heard of this brand, but I don't know. I've certainly seen it several times. I just never paid much attention to it because it's what really pops out are like you said, those connectors. They're
Yeah.
just
They're just
interesting.
very industrial looking, very professional looking, and I really like it. And I like the black and red he's got going on. And this is definitely will be the one build where I say that sleeved cables would have made a world of difference. Because
Yeah, they would have to be extensions.
yeah, but oh, the rainbows on that power cable.
It
Oh man,
really takes away from the white and
it does.
black. I mean, if you
White,
really
black, and red.
yeah,
Yeah, I think red cables would have been incredible.
I can't stop looking at how the power supply just blends in with the case. It just looks like some hole.
Yeah, it looks like it was part of the system.
I know, it looks amazing.
I love it, and I really like the cooler. I like that he went with the Fantex CPU cooler because you don't have to see the ugly fins of the cooler. You just kind of get the nice logo and you get the black
Yeah.
and white going on, and it just blends in
One
very
company
well.
that does it right.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, I can't knock Cooler Master for their tower coolers, but I have to say the Fantex is definitely doing it right by making it just look amazing. Yeah, I really think like some red sleeved cables would have gone very nicely because he's got that whole red, black, and white going on the graphics card and on the motherboard.
I think I would have really liked to see some like red RAM.
Yeah,
I think red RAM would have
He's
actually
got-
looked pretty good.
'cause he kind of has just like, you know, pretty basic RAM in the system. And
Yeah, crucial. I mean, it's kind of meh. It gets you by, but it doesn't look as good as other kinds of RAM.
yeah. And yeah, I think like some G Skill or some Corsair LPX series RAM would have been really nice.
I agree.
So a tip for you, for people like when you're building a system, kind of just like try to like color coordinate your stuff because it's almost unfathomable how far just kind of like coordinating your system together. You know, kind of get like a color scheme when you're going on. Like if the case you want is white, maybe base your system around white and black or with an accent color, you know? Kind of like what this guy did here with the white, black, and red. But I think if he just went and emphasized it more, maybe like, you know, red LEDs on the inside or something like that. Or, again, like the sleeved cables, especially for the graphics cards. I think that would have been incredible. And apparently my phone thinks I just said Galaxy, which I didn't, actually. Galaxy, calm down. He does have the optical drive, but I do. Again, I'm gonna stop knocking people for having optical drives, because if you need it, you need it. Whatever. Which I do believe this guy in the description said he does use the optical drive a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this is a very good system. I think he could definitely fit in like another. Actually, would he even need another fan in the top? Because it seems like he's got such nice airflow going throughout his system that you don't really need it.
You know, it's kind of a difficult question because it kind of really also depends on what configurations those fans are in on his CPU block or cooler. I mean, I really don't know. I don't think it would be necessary.
If I was gonna guess that he would have the fans in the normal pulling air or pushing air through it from the front, because he's got a single 200 millimeter fan in the front of the case, which is blowing just unobstructed, fresh, cool air right over that graphics card.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's also going straight to the CPU cooler too. Like it's kind of getting that top half of the fan going
It's
up to the
probably
CPU
why
cooler.
his cables, his GPU cables. I was gonna talk about that for a minute because I've had to do something similar with my case. I didn't have to, but I chose to, because if you route it upwards like that, like a curve like that, you get airflow on the top of it to blow hot air off of the top of the PCB, which is something that you normally wouldn't get if you tighten it down towards the PCB, because it could obstruct airflow of the PCB. But there's really not all that much heat coming off from the PCB. It's usually coming off from the processor, which is being blown off by the fans in the front. But although he could have probably just took it to the side, like directly to the side, but
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of just looks ugly that way, but it can actually really benefit sometimes. So it's really not, I really don't know which way to go with that. I mean, I've kind of done the same thing. I mean, I'm actually doing the same thing with my build right now. So
Yeah. I really
I
like
just
this
thought about
case. This case is super nice.
yeah, this case is pretty awesome.
It's
I think
just-
Linus did a really, really cool liquid cooling build, because you see that window on the bottom right? That small, tiny little window?
yeah. What's the point of
It's
that?
really cool that if you do a custom loop, you put a reservoir and radiator or a pump right there. Looks really cool
That'd be cool.
because it's got like its own little spot.
Oh, you know what I would love to see?
What?
I would love to see that, like a red LED fan in the front of the case.
Mhm.
That way, because like if you look at the very front, it's kind of got that little strip where it's got, you know, holes for the fan to actually breathe from. Oh
Yeah.
man, how cool would that be? Just the front part of that case glowing red.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
I like to see
bad
that.
fucking ass, dude. That would be amazing.
I think since he's going to keep the optical drive, I think he should try to mod it and turn it white.
Yeah, dude.
Because on
like
the front,
today,
it just sticks out so much.
yeah, because today I thought about I tried to look for a like a white DVD drive. I just didn't get a chance to look for one. But I think that'd be really cool. I think you could actually just pop the plastic off pretty easy and then paint that and then leave the actual disc tray part
Or
alone.
it looks like you can hide it, you putting it in the top slot, because there's a little flap that can be opened on the top because you see the little arrow.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think that is a flap. And so if anything, he should move it to the top just so he can hide it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like he should just do away with it, but I don't think that's what that is. It doesn't look. it doesn't look like it pops out because if you notice that little panel and the DVD drive are completely flush with each other.
Yeah, but that it has a little tab on the bottom.
Yeah,
You
I wonder.
pull up on it.
Yeah, I wonder what that little arrow is for. If that's what that is, dude, move that up to the front because you would have the cleanest looking fucking system ever.
Yeah, this is like one of the coolest cases. Is this a full tower or mid tower? This is a mid tower.
Yeah, I was about to say like
It's so
I want to
big.
say it's a mid tower.
Oh wait, duh. Parts list. Derp a derp. It's a full tower. I don't like full towers, but this is a really good one. I wish this was mid tower.
Now it says like in his description it's been 10 years since he's done any PC gaming, but does that mean like it's been also 10 years since he's built a computer? Because if he has, he's kept a lot.
He's got a lot of games to catch up on.
Yeah, but he did very well for coming back to it 10 years later, if that was the case. Because I've seen builds where people come back to it and like, oh, I haven't done this in 10 years, so I'm excused for being ugly.
Man, look at that deal he got on the SSD. $180 for 500 gigs.
That's
on an
amazing.
SSD.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's pretty impressive. Usually it's $200, maybe even $300. But I think also Samsung, I think they're 840 EVOs. You can get a terabyte SSD for around $250 maybe.
Yeah.
They have really, really good deals on their 840 EVOs. Even though this is an 850, which has like that new 3D VRAM NAND flash technology, so it's like really, really, really nice. But god dang, dude, that deal, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Go Samsung.
I just like this case so much. It's got all the grommets in just the correct area. It's just the correct place. It's just
But the cable management on the back, which is
oh my god,
just as much that we
yes.
see these days,
Look
it looks
at it.
awesome.
That is amazing. Like I'm not a fan for, and this is my own personal preference. I'm not a fan of the CPU power going across the back of the motherboard. To me, I just don't like anything touching the motherboard if it doesn't have to. But it looks like you're dealt with a little bit of cable length issues.
Yeah. I really wanted to always keep all my cables on one sort of side instead of scattered all around the place, because I just like how it keeps
clean
it
it looks.
like I wish I could do that with my case, but I can't, or my cables really.
Yeah.
Like,
I also like that
I've
he
tried.
opted for actually, that's not Velcro. This case has like built-in cable management tabs that you open and close,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. That's definitely what those are.
kudos to those cases. And I also really like how, especially NZXT does this. They have fan connectors on the back.
Oh, for like the fan controller?
Yeah, the fan
Yeah,
controller.
dude, that's
I love it because it gets rid of so many of those ugly, tiny little wires that are coming off your motherboard and stuff.
and they all just go straight to the back of the case where
Right.
it matters. Or it doesn't matter. Yeah. Does he have a regular hard drive in this system?
Nope, he has just one SSD.
I would say definitely get a hard drive because 500 gigabytes just isn't enough, honestly. Because like information has just gotten so big. So if you put any games on it, you're pretty much going to be taking up the entire space with just a couple games. Especially like with the new Batman game taking up like 48 gigs
Yeah, that's
hard drive space.
really ridiculous.
Yeah, everything.
Although he may not do that much gaming. I don't know. So,
Well, in the description, it said he was coming back to PC gaming, so he's
Yeah,
got
well.
some catching up to do.
he could always just get another terabyte SSD for because he's also got another SSD mount on the very back. Plus, you
Mhm.
could fit, like a lot of other SSDs back here.
Yeah, and if you wanted to do mechanical hard drive for mass storage, he wouldn't even have to put the hard drive case back in. He's just got a perfect spot for it up in the optical drive bay.
Yeah, just get some Velcro, slap that thing in there, and you're good to go.
We're not saying suspend it. Do not suspend your hard
Don't
drive.
suspend your hard drives.
Do not do that. That's not what we're saying. We don't want people to be confused. Just
Another thing that I wanted to say, since he's going to keep his disk drive, is to route the cables over to that little hole on the very right.
Yeah.
It's optical
yeah.
drive. Instead of
Skip-
extending over to the
yes.
grommet.
Yeah, skip the grommet.
Yeah.
I would also say for that one specifically, take a zip tie or something and zip tie those cables together so it's nice
That's-
one cable versus two.
I'll probably do the same thing with like the GPU cables too.
Yeah,
Just so they don't spread out as much.
Yep, zip tie them together. Is that? Sorry, I was looking at the graphics card. It almost looks like a. From the way the picture's angled, it looks like a triple slot graphics card, but it's not. And it just confused me
No.
for a second. Because if you look at the graphics card, there's like a space in between the actual PCB
Yeah.
and the cooler. So I was like, wait, is that like another edition card? And I was like, wait, no, I see the SLI ports.
I really wish they went with black covers like EVGA does with their cards instead of those clear blue ones. I don't like those.
Neither do I. But you could always
But-
just like find those on
Yeah, you
eBay
can find
or
those.
Amazon super cheap. Yeah, that'd be something. Replace those caps on the SLI connectors with a with black connectors or maybe red connectors. Dude, I think red connectors would look fucking
Red connectors would
dope.
be pretty cool. If there are, I mean, if there aren't, somebody needs to go make some red connectors. Easy money.
Hell, you could just take those and use
Green-
some paint made for
Does
rubber.
somebody use green connectors? No, never mind. I always thought there were color coded connectors depending on like the brand that you get. Like I thought Gigabyte did green connectors for some reason, but I was like, nope.
That'd be cool if like every brand had their own like color scheme or something.
No, that'd be cool.
God, those MSI cards have just gotten so beautiful lately. Like I used to
Mhm.
not be a fan of their Twin Frozer cards, but I don't even have words to describe how I feel about MSI cards, which sucks because I really like MSI graphics cards, but I hate their motherboards. I hate 'em.
Really? I like their motherboard.
I hate MSI motherboards.
Why?
Just I've had bad experiences with them.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause-
I just really like them. I didn't like their Z87 ones because they were brown, and if you got them in the light just right, it really shows its brownness. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, that PCB's ugly as hell. Because when I was first building my PC, that was the motherboard I was going to get. It was like the Z87 G45 or G65. I think it was G45 because it was a really good price. But oh god, it just kind of like dawned on me on how ugly and brown the PCB was.
yeah.
And I was going to put like lights in my case and it was going to really just show off. So yeah, but now they're all pretty much all Z97 and up. They're black PCBs.
Yeah, but I think all around I'm gonna have to give this build like a 6 out of 5. I really enjoy this build. This build is very pretty to look at. It's done so well. The parts were chosen so well. God, like that power supply, like that is like my main
wanna get
focus. That power supply, like I'd almost ditch my Corsair power supply and my love for Corsair power
I
supplies for this
probably
power
do the
supply.
same thing. Like I have an EVGA one and it fits really well with my system, but just how great looking that power supply is. Like I can't believe a power supply can look so pretty just to look at. Like that's amazing. It's one of the ones that you don't look at that much. It's just there. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, because like that power supply, it draws more of my attention than the graphics card does.
It really does. I mean, just the rest of the system, you see this whole system, you see all these really nice parts, and then there's a power supply sitting down the bottom. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
that's a really cool power supply.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of power supplies that are used just kind of almost look the same.
Yeah, really.
Like systems just kind of honestly, like systems just kind of generally just like look the same. So you're used to seeing the CPU cooler, you're used to seeing the graphics card, but this power supply is just so different, and that's why like
I know.
the
It's
find
crazy.
of this power supply is what pretty much kind of like threw it over the top for me.
And
It gave me
because
6
he-
of 5.
Because he picked a white one with a white case, it fits so well because it blends so well.
Yeah, and like
And it just looks nice. I think it's because like Corsair power supplies nowadays, they've kind of rounded their edges a lot,
Mhm.
and it kind of just looks like this really odd square. This one kind of has sharper edges, and it looks a little slimmer than most power supplies, but I don't really know. It's really the connectors, I think, that just kind of make it stand out a lot.
Yeah, but I think the
Connectors are awesome.
I think even like the sharp edges on the power supply are like working in its favor
I know,
because the case, like, it has some roundness to it, but it's also got a lot of sharp. I use sharp loosely, but you know it's got a lot more exaggerated edges.
yeah.
And this all around is really just a really nice build. So
Yeah. Definitely
final
get some
verdict.
braided cable extensions.
Oh
Definitely.
my god, yes, this
God.
system would be fucking amazing.
And I'd probably, the fans don't really bother me at all that much, but I'd probably get some sort of different kind of white fans to go with it. Maybe some of those Corsair ones with either just the normal Quiet Edition ones with the white rings,
With the white
or
rings
you
on
could
it.
go with the white LEDs, or really any other fan that has white LEDs. Like just it just gives it a little bit better look.
I think if the system just had LEDs in it and he had standard fans, the ones with the white rings on them,
Mhm.
those Corsair fans I think would be amazing because, like, I don't know, like, they fit in so much better and they're rounder and they're not kind of like this square look that these fans have, which I'm honestly just not a fan of the square looking fans. Yeah. All right, Spencer. Final verdict.
What verdict?
Verdict.
Like,
All right, I'll go into it. So some things that I'd say that you can do to just, just really, I'm going to say it, really to just like pimp your rig out, just pimp it out, get some sleeved cables, get some Corsair fans. You'd be great, man. In a red,
custom lube, like, holy shit.
dude, custom loop would be fucking amazing in this.
Oh my god, dude.
And
Now,
a red ring, like, get like a red LED or something up on the front of that case, because that front part glowing red would be so amazing.
or even blue. I think blue would look pretty cool.
How would blue fit in with this? He's got black, white, and
Well,
red
I mean-
going on.
I mean, it's just from the outside of the case.
Yeah, but he's
Like,
also got a
an RGB
massive
color.
window on the inside
I don't know.
or on the outside.
I think blue would be pretty cool. Red would be really cool. Any color would actually be really cool. Even just white would be cool.
Yeah, just getting that little box lit up with something would look amazing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and then just like we said before, some sleeved cables would definitely go a long way, and then replace those fans with them. Not that they're bad fans, just I think they would look a lot better with the Corsair Silent Series fans.
Mhm.
With
Those
the,
white rings really stand out a lot with the white. Like,
Or hell, you could even probably get away with the red rings, but
yeah, those two.
um,
I wish MSI had backplates.
yeah,
They have them on specific cards. Why not all of them?
I don't know.
Like,
Like,
about
honestly, I would pay. I'd pay $20 more for a backplate.
yeah, I mean, I'd pay extra for a freaking backplate. I mean, why not?
Some red RAM. Red RAM would have also been
Red RAM
cool.
would
Or white RAM or black RAM. Corsair LPX RAM is really nice. 'Cause
You know, there's another one. HyperX Savage. They got these really, 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 really cool, sharp-looking fins on the side, on the back of them. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind that he's got that giant cooler that
Yeah, it's
feeds
pretty
over
small.
to the RAM slot, so you'd have to keep it low profile.
It is a low profile.
Oh, okay.
It just looks really cool.
All right. So 6 out of 5 for me.
I'd pretty much say the same thing. 5 out of 5, 6 out of 5. Dude, this case is awesome. Kudos to whoever built this. Screaming Demon. Kudos to you.
All right, so
Good
that
job.
is all the builds that we have in our lineup. The main purpose out of this episode wasn't to really kind of show you guys the worst of the worst builds. This one was just kind of focus more on like a lot of people who are doing their systems right. Like after like a lot of the suggestions we give, this is kind of like what your system can look like afterwards, and the difference is astronomical. but we still kept it in, you know, where we can, you know, give some feedback and give some tips on to just, you know, pimp it out even more.
Totally.
But yeah, so
Tools.
that was this episode of Save My Rig. But remember that all the information you need will be down in the description box. Follow me on Twitter at Branto75. Spencer will be getting a Twitter soon. I will be forcing him to get a Twitter. It's going to happen. He's going to get a Twitter.
No.
Yes.
No.
But so, yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I want you all to have a fabulous day. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below everything that you wish to say, and I want you all to have a fabulous day. Have a good one.